Hey there, dreamers. DWG here. Let's get it. So today I was just relaxing and kicking back. Thought that you guys might want to hang out with me. I decided I wanted to play War Robots, and I came across something that I wanted to check out. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's all concerning the keyboard and the game controller. Inside of War Robots, if I go ahead and click, now this is a fresh new start to War Robots. You'll see that I've only been playing maybe less than an hour on here because I was just testing out a few things. I'm going to go ahead and click on Battle. And you see that we're here, and you use your mouse to kind of orbit around in your direction. You can use your keys here, you know, your up, down, left, right keys. You also can use your WASD to do the same. And I'm using the left mouse button to click and fire. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of here, leave the battle. Now I'm gonna bring up Steam. Now inside of Steam, I was watching a video where they were talking about if the game is not already set up for controller, that you have to do a couple different things. And what I had saw was this. You go to view and you can choose, where is it? Here, this big screen or big picture mode. Big picture mode is also over here. And if you click that, big picture mode inside of Steam will start. Now, from here, you need to go to settings and then controller setting. And you need to make sure that this has been check marked right here. Now, for me, it's Xbox. So I'm assuming if you had a PlayStation controller, you would do that. But I'm going to choose Xbox. And it already has detected an Xbox controller. And that's because I have this plugged in. So now if I leave out of here, go to my library, and if I hover over the game, now this game right here, I was just playing this not too long ago. And you see how it has the controller icon? I gotta buy this actually. I really like this game. Check out one of my other videos, you'll see me playing it. But when I hover over War Robots, you'll see that it has a keyboard icon. Now, according to what I've heard, if it has the keyboard icon, then it doesn't have controller support. However, I also hear that inside of Steam, since they had the Steam controller, the Steam controller is not around anymore, but the games are supposed to already be mapped for the Steam controller, and the Steam controller is very closely related to the Xbox controller. I don't know about PlayStation, but I hear that the old Steam controller was configured much like the Xbox controller. So if that's the case, then I shouldn't have to do the whole configuration thing. But if you do want to do a configuration where you're going to change a game that was originally for keyboard to have controller support, then you would click on that game, click on manage game, and then you would go here to controller configuration. Now from controller configuration, the default is gamepad, and you can go to browse configuration, then to recommended, which for me right now is gamepad, but if there was a recommended, outside recommended controller for War Robots, then there would be something here. But according to this, as far as War Robots is concerned, the gamepad controller is already geared towards War Robots and is the recommended configuration. Now, if you wanted to do somebody else's configuration, you can go to community and you can see the different configurations for War Robots. These are different individuals on Steam that have made their own configurations for the controller to control War Robots. So maybe the triggers are different, so on and so forth. So if you were to select one of these, you then could go back and apply that to your controller, which is here. And you would have, if I selected that down here, you would have apply configuration. And then once you applied it, one of these configurations that you chose would be applied. And those would be the controls that you would use in that particular game. In this case, I'm talking about War Robots. But I did notice that even without doing that, I'm going to just back on out of here. So I'm assuming that the gamepad drivers are already geared for War Robots to play, because it didn't, even though it said, let me get on out of here, even though it says this whole keyboard, I'm able to play War Robots. Let me exit out a big picture. I'm able to play War Robots without being in big picture mode right here on here. Now, on this page, this screen, I have to use the mouse to click around. So if I click, battle or anything like that, and I turn that down just a little bit more because that wind sound was getting a little crazy. Now, me personally, okay, so here goes the triggers. Here's the I keep wanting to press the A key for fire. So later on, I might make my own personal configuration, but I mean, it makes more sense to have the trigger key here. And it may be just me that wants to. Now, what about the directional? Oh, okay, the directional. No. Analog stick. All right, so I got that kill. Now, of course, this is just the start off of War Robots. Now, War Robots is not made inside of Godot. War Robots was made inside of Unity, if I'm not mistaken. But I have no doubts in my mind that a game like this can be made in Godot. I have no doubts. And I would really like to see somebody make a game like this inside of Godot. Now, you guys know that I haven't started my game dev journey yet, and I guess in a weird kind of way, this whole gameplay thing that I'm doing right now is kind of a game dev thing. Not really, though, because game dev is more like when you're actually, putting in code and working on your game and everything. So I got a couple different people out there that I met ever since I've started Dreamwrite Go. And it's really been nice having those people around. The person that sort of conversates with me the most, you might, that's why I actually say this person in a lot of my videos, is Game Dev Journey. Now, I don't know Game Dev Journey personally, but he was like the first one that kind of, from a gaming type channel, Godot, that actually said anything to me or featured me in one of the videos, which I was really just surprised. I like this whole, like, just playing a game and, just talking to folks. I've seen different videos like this before, but it's kind of fun just sitting here, relaxing and playing a game. Now, about about War Robots, I do hear a lot of people say that War Robots is a pay-to-play. Now, I don't know exactly what a pay-to-play would mean, in the sense of, like, my idea of pay-to-play is that there is something, like, you can't advance in the game unless you buy stuff, is what I'm thinking. Now, I don't know how true that is about War Robots, because I've never bought anything. Now, I've played War Robots on my phone, right? That's the first time I ever heard about War Robots. But I hear that other people say, I've watched War Robots, change to a pay-to-play. But I guess it kind of depends on what type of person you are, as far as gamer-wise, or how do you play your games. Like, for me, I'll watch the commercials, or at least on my phone. I watch the commercials because the developers need to put food on the table. You know, these people got families and whatnot. Let's be for real about things. So I don't mind watching the commercials. Although, if anybody from War Robots happens to be watching this, I'm going to tell you guys what, that commercial that you, or the thing where you have to look at the web pages, that's boring. That is so boring. If I'm going to be watching the commercials, which I like doing for you guys, put something entertaining on there at least. Like those things where you're just watching a web page, that is the most boringest thing that I've ever experienced with trying to support game developers and watching the commercials and whatnot. Can you please do something about that? I mean, I know these people are paying y'all money and I get it, but it's just boring. I'd rather look at something that's, entertaining to some degree. And I know somebody out there probably like, well, this video that you're walking around on robots is more. Don't say that. Come on, man. Whoever's saying that right now, if anybody, don't say that. I really am just relaxing. I'm having a good time. And man, it's hard to relax. It's hard to relax, really. Especially when you're trying to get some things done, and especially when you got all these ideas in your head, because even this channel of mine is a labor of love in a lot of ways. I mean, I'm hoping to get to 100 subscribers so I can get my custom URL. But do you ever see some of these people's channels? Oh my gosh, man. These people got thousands of subscribers. I don't even know what that would even be like to have that many people watching your channel. I mean, I plan on finding out what that feels like. But I mean, seriously, that must be a strange feeling to have that many. And then can you imagine the people that'll have like millions of people watching them? That is such an odd thing to think about. Or to even have something that many people would be interested in, watching something that you're doing. So here on the railroad, I keep saying this wrong. Here on War Robots, I'm doing the whole beacon thing. Beacon is one of my favorite things to do as far as on games. And the reason why is because it reminds me of Unreal Tournament. When I would play the Unreal Tournament, I loved playing the beacon one. So any type of game that has beacons in it, I'm that dude. I'm always trying to play